This is Fergus Hodgson with the Econ Americas podcast. We are a financial and economic research firm. Go to econamericas.com to see our work and to subscribe for our premium content. I am eager to pick the brain today of Gabriel Scheare. He was the founder of Fort Galt, a property development in southern Chile or Patagonia near Valdivia. It is a gorgeous spot in South America, and Gabriel was with us for maybe 5 years. And his story, I know the tidbits, is illuminating regarding so many matters. And I feel like I want to talk about this in my book, to be frank. But Gabriel, you left Chile after how many years there? Why don't you tell people, one, why you chose to go to Chile and why you chose to leave?
I chose to go because at the time it was very attractive. I chose to leave because conditions had changed so much that it was no longer attractive. In fact, it was incredibly repelling.
So a lot of Americans, they think, okay, I'm trying to use clean language here. Things are going badly here. We're concerned about it. Cost of living is up. Police state is growing, whatever. Let's escape to Latin America. And Chile seems the most stable, the most prosperous, beautiful environment. And where you chose is a beautiful place. So what else was really motivating you to go there?
Well, being from Canada, it was very easy to get into grass is greener on the other side mode. Socialism was driving me nuts, and I was seeing a lot of talk at the time. This was back in about 2013, I guess, 2012, 2013, talk about how relatively free Chile was. And they had a great track record, ever since the Chicago boys came in and imposed a bunch of radical reforms and overhauled the economy and everything. Like, things had turned around, and there was the miracle of Chile, and so it looked like that was a good spot to go and check out. And at the time, a lot of other libertarian minded people were also thinking the same thing. They were all kind of gathering around this one project down there that was attracting us. And so there was just enough of a carrot and enough of a stick to kind of drive me that way.
As you said, other prominent people, such as John Coburn, who is now in prison in Chile, as far as I know, went there. And there was this train wreck disaster project called Gold Skulls Chile, which I think you followed for a while.
That's what drew me down there, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'll put some links to the Pan and Post coverage of that because I was working there at the time. But so you then chose to go to Patagonia in the south, which is, you basically have to fly from Santiago to get there. It's a long, long drive. So why don't you talk about the process you went through? So yeah, you wanted to leave Canada, and we all know Canada has this very socialist mindset where you can't even have private medical care because, oh no, that means some people would get better medical care. We'll have to be on the crappy medical care. Anyway, so you said go to Chile, and you chose Valdivia, which it's a great spot. It has the ocean. It's close to mountains. There are mountain lakes nearby. There's great fish. A good environment for growing, planting season pretty much all year round, as far as I can tell. So you made your way down and you began building a property development that could be divided up for, let's say, digital nomads. And who was your target market, and what was the project you were seeking to create?
That's something that changed as we were going. When we started out, we weren't really sure who was going to want it. I just knew I wanted it.
Sure. At least you got some person. Yeah.
Yeah. So we started targeting like Ayn Rand fans and libertarians and digital nomads and, people that kind of fit the vision of, what demographics do I fit into? How do you categorize me? Right. And then as time went, we found that, there was kind of a split. There were some older folks that had built businesses and sold them and were kind of retired now, and they just wanted a cool place to hang out with their kids and grandkids and whatever. And then there were other types that were young and had no roots and were easily, transplanted. They were just looking somewhere cool to work. And anyway, we started gathering a lot of different types. And, over time, what I didn't appreciate, and this was one of the big lessons, one of the big takeaways from all this, is that conditions change. You can't plan long-term based on how conditions are today. Long story short, that promised land of Chile that was all free market friendly is no longer so. there was a major swing to the left. A coalition of socialists and communists took over, essentially. The mayor of Santiago is a hardcore communist now, and they're rewriting the constitution to be very left friendly, and it's chock full of promises that can't be kept, and it's just a disaster waiting to happen. So we can't sell it any longer as what we started promising. There's no way that we're going to be able to deliver what we wanted to build in the first place. And it's no longer safe either. Like, we were raided by bandits a couple of times, and it's like, we can't sell it as being family friendly now because we have this crap to deal with. So
the 2022 trucker convoy showed many Canadians had reached their limits. The convoy's participants encountered persecution from Ottawa and wondered what to do next. Financial Sovereignty for Canadians assists those looking to take direct action, and it outlines practical strategies. These include wealth protection with precious metals, the swiftest path to the United States, expatriation options in the Americas, censorship-resistant cryptocurrencies, and even the case for provincial independence from Ottawa. This book is a gateway to reclaiming your sovereignty, to being an economic driver and not a passenger. Buy it on Amazon.ca or click the link below.
People need to know a little bit of the Chilean history, of course, because southern Chile was pretty much no man's land, or the Wild West, until, I guess, a bit over a century ago. And the Mapuche, or native people, never really appreciated being incorporated by the Spanish into the country. And so Temuco, which is the major, I guess, largest city in the area, is their quasi-capital or center. And so there actually is terrorist activity. Do you want to explain what that is?
yeah, you summed it up well. I mean, the natives still see themselves as being independent, essentially, and they resent being dominated by the government in Santiago. And I don't begrudge them that whatsoever. Unfortunately, there's not a clear
Target. They don't know who to attack, so anybody will do.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
any pale-faced demon is probably part of the problem. Therefore, it's open season and fair game. And so there is a culture down in the South of just like, oh, there's a nice abandoned property. Let's go live there. And squatters have a very easy time just taking properties over. And if there's a project, if there's a construction site with tools lying around, just, oh, that's for me, obviously. So like, theft is rampant, and it's just a lot of stuff that you just don't have to deal with in a more, shall we say, first world country.
This is why I wanted to have you on, Gabriel, because your experience is illuminating as to the challenges. And how much of the German presence is still around in Patagonia? Because of course many of them went there, let's say 150 years ago. That's dried up now, but I know you still see German flags and, let's say, German buildings around. What's the story with that, let's say, cultural influence?
There's two parts to it left. I did find a fraternity in Valdivia of German descended people, and they take it seriously. They go out back and they pull out sabers and have sword fighting contests, and like, they're hardcore German roots. They go in the basement and pull out the beer and sing German chants and hymns and all kinds of. It was fun.
Do they actually know German? I guess their kids go to German schools, or
Some of them do. But they're few and far between. It's a very tight knit, small club. Besides that, the German stuff that you see, like the flags and the decor, and that's just tourism lip service stuff. It's not real.
okay, yeah. And so one story that your partner shared with me was that when you were being not kidnapped, I guess, held up, the people used almost as their justification that you were the Chicago boys. Did they say the Chicos de Chicago, or what did they say to you?
Incoherent rambling, that mentioning Chicago boys and also Trump at that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because one of my business partners liked to post Trump friendly and like share articles on Facebook and stuff like that.
So they had been tracking his social media? Oh.
We're pretty sure that they were associated with some of the construction workers that we had hired, like family of them or something like that. Like everyone's interconnected there, right? Everyone's the cousin of someone else, you know, and
Small community.
yeah, exactly. So whether it was the actual workers themselves that we had hired or just friends of theirs or family of theirs or something, we're not sure, but they knew who we were clearly, and they had been following us on social media, and they felt justified in going after us because we're dirty capitalists, right? So
Yeah. In Valdivia, the town proper. So I've only been there once. I did see the red and black flag painted on storefronts or the door fronts that when they close.
I know the one that you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know if that was intentional or not.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe I don't know, but it was the anarcho-communist flag very prominently displayed on a shop front. Yeah, I know.